Hello, good evening, and welcome to A Couple of Things, a podcast about things. Today, I'm your host, Nana, and I will be talking about corporate missions and why companies come up with these things. Now, let's get into the episode. So, corporate missions. Companies all around the world have multiple missions and vision statements that they always put on their websites, on their walls, for their new hires, for their marketing teams, and everyone, where they're essentially trying to sell to you, sell to the customers, sell to the world, even sell to lawmakers that this is what they sincerely believe the company's mission is to do. And to be honest, most visions are sexy, they are catchy statements, and when you look at it, it's like this is a very good thing to do to inspire me to come and work in this company or inspire me to do business with this company. But over the last few years, we've seen companies who are doing practices or participating in practices that are the complete opposite of what they say is their vision and mission. So, begs the question, why then do these companies come up with these marketing gimmicks? Google, for example, is most famous for their "Do not be evil" mantra, even though they've changed it after they had pushback from their employees actually that they were no more complying with that mission. And in instances like this, the Nigerian email is going to say, "Who sent you? Like you were on your own. Nobody sent you to create a mission or a vision statement or marketing mantra that you were going to use to sell yourself and your services and your products. You came up with that yourself. And then in the course of doing business, you realize that, hey, it's hard to keep up with this. And it now becomes a crisis of consciousness, for lack of a better word, where you're essentially, as a company, doing business in ways that are against what you preach. Classic hypocrisy, like a human, like almost every human being. The problem with these things is, again, no one sent you. You could have just gone around and done your business in a normal way, but you've sold to customers, employees, the world, regulators, politicians that this is what you do, this is how you do business, and whether in an ethical way, in a sustainable way. And it's now uncovered that you're sitting on a throne of lies. Problem with this most times is that most of these companies are public companies, and that's technically a crime, even though I'm going to let educated lawyers argue for and against this topic. I think, like, thinking more about it, I'm going to admit that most of the statements are used to curry political favor from actual politicians and people alike. But at the same time, I just keep thinking there has to be a balance between these things because sometimes these companies are just straight out lying for no good reason. There's nothing stopping a company from literally just saying, I am in business to make money. This is what I do. I sell water and I want to sell this water at a price that will allow me make money. It is plain, it's simple, it's straight facts, and you're not lying. Of course, some people will probably not buy from you, but people will buy from you and they do not care. Versus when you've come out and straight out lied in your vision statement and you've gotten a horde of loyal followers or a horde of loyal fans who are buying your products and they discover that you lied to them or you're not sourcing your products ethically or you're making your produce in ways that encourage child labor or you're supporting genocide in some countries or any other political statement which you've essentially said you did not agree with, and then it becomes a situation where you are having backlash as a company and having PR people and your lawyers and everyone just rally round to save a damage that you didn't even have to make in the first place. And this has gotten me thinking, like, even in our personal lives, there are like situations where we do these things as human beings, or where human beings do these things, where you're essentially making a promise you had no reason to make because you could have gone about doing your thing by yourself, but you've just decided to put the added pressure of a promise you weren't going to keep, or values you're not going to uphold, and then when it's uncovered in any way, shape, or form, it becomes an issue where the people you've disappointed were like, we wouldn't have cared if you didn't say anything, but now it has become a situation where we've lost trust in you, what you're selling, the service you're offering, and it's going to affect our relationship going forward. That's it for me today. These are just the thoughts I had this evening and I wanted to share with you. Tomorrow, your lovely host is going to be back with you. Thank you for listening to me and have a good night.
Thank you for listening to today's episode of A Couple of Things. If there was anything you found interesting or insightful, or you enjoyed the episode, please do share to someone or multiple people. Like, leave a comment, and definitely do subscribe and all the nice things. Bye. Here is your regular reminder that I am accepting questions and topic suggestions. Also, you can now nominate yourself or someone else to be featured on the podcast to talk about anything that you find interesting. And you can do all of this, whether submitting a question or nominating yourself or someone, through the link in the show notes.